from originally? And can you tell us a little bit about your childhood and what were your favorite things to do growing up?
I grew up in California, in Orange County, and I was really active in scouts as a kid and also sports, but my real passion, for the most part, was racing motocross and riding dirt bikes. So I'd spend pretty much every weekend when I wasn't busy doing something else in the desert or in the mountains, riding dirt bikes with my dad or racing in other places around California.
Take us through your educational journey. You've had a really exciting and dynamic journey not only throughout the country to get where you are today, but you've also transitioned from different specialties as well. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. Yeah, that's a really long question with a very long answer. But I was initially interested in veterinary medicine through high school. I think I always loved animals and always felt a duty to serve people and animals. But I've given this a lot of thought, and I think I was a bit more of an awkward kid, and I was a lot more comfortable around animals than I was people. And so that was really my way of providing service and my desire to pursue a really rewarding career. I looked at colleges all over the country that had great veterinary programs. I wound up going to UC Davis in Northern California, but I also looked at UC Boulder and Colorado State. And in hindsight, I wish I had landed here in Colorado in 1992, not in 2011. But in college, I think I did kind of blossom as a person and really learned a bit more about myself and realized that I really wanted to serve people as opposed to animals exclusively. And it really helped that my first sort of rotation in college was in a large animal barn, and I realized pretty quickly that that wasn't going to be a great fit for my future career.
So once you decided to pursue medicine, what was the path you took to become a facial plastic surgeon?
That was also a really long road with lots of twists and turns. You know, I initially wanted to go into hematology oncology or infectious disease, and I really wanted to have a research component to my career. So I pursued a combined MD and PhD program at Boston University, and all the way through the first 5 years of that 7-year program, I was really dead set about going into research and clinical medicine and had almost no interest in surgery. There's only one other physician in my family, and at the time she was also in her training, and she had not decided to become a surgeon either. So it was so far away from my experience, the idea of pursuing a career in surgery, that it wasn't something that I really entertained. But it was actually shocking because the first day of my 3rd year of medical school, which would be the 6th year that I spent at Boston University after finishing research, I was working in a hospital in Rhode Island doing head and neck surgery. And my first day of that rotation, we did about 12 hours of surgery on the head and neck, and I was just fascinated by the anatomy and the diversity of procedures that were performed in that specialty. And I literally knew that my plans had to change immediately. And so I scrambled at that point to get the experience and the recommendations to apply for a surgical residency. And I wound up doing a head and neck surgery residency, which took 5 years in Portland, Oregon. And about a quarter of that training involved facial plastic surgery, because that's a discipline within otolaryngology head and neck surgery. And I really knew I had found the right place during that 5-year training program. And that spurred me to pursue an additional year of fellowship training specifically focused on facial plastic surgery. And I was lucky enough to land one of the most coveted fellowship training spots at University of Michigan with a physician by the name of Shan Baker, who has really been one of the pioneers in our field and has written multiple textbooks. He's one of the gurus of our field, and he really taught me everything I know about the practice of facial plastic surgery. And it was at that point that I knew I had found my niche